Good night, fellow punters. The clock on the wall says 10 past 10 on Bank Holiday Monday night, Easter weekend. Back with a couple for tomorrow. Just touch and go whether I come on at all. The mind, I'm still can't get over Desi's untimely death in San Francisco. Um, and with me, my illness is the mind. It affects my mind as well, and I think this is the first time I have to deal with something like this. So it's a first for me as well, and it's not simple. But uh, I know he would want me to plough on because if the shoe was on the other foot, I would want life to go on as it is, and that's the way it is. So we plough on. Um, I was on the road early this morning. I had the breakfast around 8 o'clock. Um, Good enough stuff, not too bad. Carvery or help yourself sort of stuff. So I'd what I wanted, grand. I forgot to say where we eat last night until the critic put down. The critic is from Belfast. I met him when I was over there in Birmingham, and he suggested Robinson's. That's where we had the dinner yesterday evening. It was absolutely 110% roast beef, four roast beefs. Even the girl, she's only 12, she tackled it as well. It'll melt in your mouth. It was absolutely brilliant. It's at the back of upstairs, at the back of Fibber McGee's. Really good. I was going to go back for it this evening, but I got a bit late. We went to the Giant's Causeway. It rained on the way, and it cleared up when we got there. So they were thrilled with their venture out on the rocks, and we went to Dulucci Castle then on the way back, and they wanted to go, or they had tickets for the Titanic Odyssey for 2 o'clock. So they were there for a couple of hours. So it gave me a chance to answer the yesterday's comments, which I always like to do, and welcome, which I will in a minute, welcome the newcomers on the channel. And I seen some of the racing from everywhere today, and they landed out just gone 4:45, and the Grand National on at 5, and they wanted to go looking at murals. So I had my homework done as to, I picked out 3 or 4, and I said, will we wait a couple of minutes? Will we go now and we'll get there in time? I want to see a race at 5 o'clock. But when we arrived at the wall, the peace wall, it was about 4 minutes past 5, so I didn't want to go on the phone then to watch it. He says, do you want to watch your race? And I said, no. I said, I'll watch it later. So when I came back to the hotel, I put it on the laptop and I watched it. I had watched the other races. We had a winner on the Goo again. We're doing better on the Goo lately than on the better strike rate. What was the name of that? Albaraz. That was opened up at 4-1. It's 100-30 when I was doing the video last night. It won well enough. It's snug enough. So it's the grand winner. Redstone disappointed, and Nick Rocket carrying too much weight. He's a smaller horse than I thought, even though I've seen him up close. When you see him there amongst other horses today, he wouldn't be able to carry that weight. And the one that I gave a good shout out to last night, the ex-French horse, the grey horse, great performance, for front runner performance from JJ Slevin for Tom Gibney. It's great to see a small trainer winning a big race like that, a big pot. We are talking a shout out to Dennis Meehan. He boarded the bus yesterday with a word for Captain Cody. There was a Mr. Meehan then as well, so maybe it's the same guy or a friend, or it could be his dad or whatever. PW, we have Timbo, Harry Yeoman, Alex Newell, Mark Mitchell, that's Mark with a C. We normally down our neck of the woods have it Mark, that'd be with a K. Craig Condon, Bernie won. David Tidy was very neat looking as he boarded. Johnny Casey, Martin Higgins, Ian Dixon, Wayne Hislop, and our stand-up comic or comedian on the bus, Gypsy Cream, was in rare form with his April Fool's jokes. So gave me a laugh today. Also, I got a laugh today in the Giants Causeway. I went into the toilet and as I say, I didn't want to make a number 2, but I went in there because I wanted to get a tissue, something like that, for my glasses, my driving glasses. And when I came back out, a fella said to me in a good strong northern accent, "Did you have a good shave?" And I didn't know what to answer. I just says, I said I did. I said it was about a foot long. I said I couldn't flush the toilet. I had to put in my foot and break it. And I said then she went down the Swanee. So I said, "How did you get on?" He turned and walked away. So hopefully he mightn't ask that question again. Such a question to ask a person. It takes all sorts to make a world. But give me a bit of a laugh at that time. So we're off to Dublin in the green tomorrow. We're heading at they have tickets booked for the Boca Kells in Trinity College for 2:00. We're staying in Buswell's Hotel there near the Dáil. So I had no pint the last couple of nights, so I might have a pint in Dublin tomorrow night. I might go to the Duke. It's not too far away, up around the corner. Or maybe Kyo's, or one of them anyway. It's the annual birthday cake tomorrow, so I might have a pint tomorrow night somewhere. I had none at all the weekend. I didn't fancy them. So I might have one tomorrow night or 2. So we might stop somewhere in Louth, the wee county, on the way. I don't know. I'll must have a look at the map now and pick out something for them. Sort of dire straits racing tomorrow. There was 2 races I was looking at during the day, but they're 2 5-runner races. And I was coming down on jet plane because of skeletons, because the handbrake will definitely be off. They've been trying to pick up the 9.5 grand for the championship. Castell Valley is an old favourite of mine, and if you look at the forum, it ran in Cheltenham behind Limerick Lace, and it ran in Listed Chase prior to that, went to 3rd to Carroll's Pass. That was going to be my selection, but it's I don't know. Probably would be, but I'm not going to commit myself to it because 5-horse race, anything can happen. And similar in this, the 2 miles too, the Jamaican Flight. I always look at that race every year. Jamaican Flight was a great old stayer on the flat for years. Are the winners up of this? Previous winners. Champagne City. A 10-year-old and an 11-year-old won the last 2 years. Black Calanese loves it heavy. Justice coming back and likes it. Robert Johnson, the Gobinator, is a lightly raced horse as well. But again, I was saying, sure, I could pick Black Calanese, or I could go for Gobinator, or I could go for Justice. So I didn't bother. So I went on the go. There's 2 better angles, I thought. Tamaris, first run for James Owen after leaving the Tizard yard. We struck oil a couple of times with James Owen going first time over the jumps. But it's a decent sort of a horse, this, and it's only 7. It won at Kempton the last day. It won fairly well, I thought. That's it in front on the turn for home as we pick it up.
Follow by Cha-Cha Dancer the Grey, and then the held up Bond Spirit.
Oh no, he's in
and
second.
towards the back is Socially Shady, in line for home. Gerrits now being pressed by Tamaris and by Zibanaya. Longaroo shaken up. Behind them creeping closer is Bond Spirit, who goes for the cutaway. Blenheim Lad trying to get out two in the green, but up front it's Tamaris, who goes for home here for Joe Bradnam. Leads by a couple of lengths. Down the outside, Bailey's Warriors running on. Also Cha-Cha Dancer. Tamaris in front. Can he see it out? There are dangers. Bailey's Warrior running on, one in second, but it's Tamaris in front by a neck to Bailey's Warrior. It's Tamaris hanging on here, and it's Tamaris. A great day for the Tizzards. Bailey's Warrior second again. Third was close, triple nickel with Cha-Cha.
I like a horse that has a good burst of speed, 2 furlongs from home in a 2 mile race. Aidan Keeley takes off 3 as well tomorrow. It's 60, rated 60 tomorrow. I think he won off 58, only up £2. You would think that Aidan Keeley is a better pilot than the lad that was riding in the last day. And then in the 8 o'clock at Wolverhampton, we have a horse there, an each way bet, Kraken Diamond. Oisin Murphy takes the ride tomorrow night for Brian Toomey. This used to be with John McConnell in Ireland. Had a few runs there. Got a rating of 54, but it seems to have improved since he went over across the pond. He was 4th the last year, but he's only beaten half a length ahead in a short head. And I think the step up and triple suit him.
Shaken up as they head inside their last 2 furlongs here. Atrafan trying to hold off Kraken Diamond. Hawajes towards the right is making a run. Cubanista is backing out of it. My Boy Jack is trying to have a say as they run inside the furlong. An open looking race. Extreme right written broadcast getting into it. Brother Dave is sweeping home from the back. This is Anybody's with half a furlong to go. Written broadcast the far side, near side. Brother Dave. Hawajes involved also. Brother Dave gets up to record his first win. Brother Dave to written broadcast Hawajes.
Like Oisin Murphy, the agent, he wouldn't be putting him up on a donkey. So he must think there's a good chance of being competitive. The Jack Jones is 0 for 10 in the last 14 days. So the yard is cold. And Locked and Loaded is 7-year-old. He's a 2-to-1 shot there with doesn't like winning. He hasn't won since 6th of April 2022. But he's way down in the weights for sure. But anyway. It's Monday night. What do we do on a Monday night? We'll try and sing an old song. I'm not in the best of form for singing, but we'll give it a lash. I was looking at the comments there. Someone said, any chance of singing a Wolf Tone song? So I picked this one. Oh, have you heard about the big strong man? Oh, that lives in a caravan. Have you heard about the Jeffrey Johnson fight? Oh Lord, what a hell of a fight. You can take all the heavyweights you got. You got a lad that can beat the whole lot. He used to ring bells in the belfry, so now he's going to fight Jack Dempsey. That was me brother Sylvester. What's he got? A row of 40 medals on his chest, big chest. He killed 50 men in the west. He knows no rest. Thinking a man has fire, don't push, just shove. Plenty of room for you and me. He's got an arm, like a leg. And punch that will sink a battleship, big ship. It takes all the army and the navy to put the wind up, Sylvester. Now he thought he'd take a trip to Italy. Oh, he thought he would go by sea. He jumped off the harbour in New York and swam like a man made of cork. He saw the Lusitania in distress. What'd he do? He put the Lusitania on his chest, big chest. He drank all the water in the sea And he walked all the way to Italy. That was me brother Sylvester. What's he got? A row of 40 medals on his chest, big chest. He takes all the army in the west. Then oh no, west, singing a man, house fire, don't push, just shove, plenty room for you and me. He's got an arm, I like a leg, and a punch that would sink a battleship, big ship. It takes all the army and the navy to put the wind up Sylvester. He thought he'd take a trip to old Japan. They turned out the whole brass band. He played every instrument they got. Like a lad, sure he beat the whole lot. And the old church bells will ring hell's bells. The old church choir will sing hell's fire. They all turned out to say farewell to my brother Sylvester. That was me brother Sylvester. What's he got? A row of 40 medals on his chest, big chest. He killed 50 bad men in the west. He knows no rest, singing man, house fire, don't push, just shove, plenty room for you and me. He's got an arm, I like a leg, a lady's leg, a punch that would sink a battleship, big ship. It takes all the army and the navy to put the wind up Sylvester. Bash the bookies, over and out.